pushed me out of the way, started unloading my car.
Pushed you out of the way?
Yes, at the back of the car.
Behind the glamorous life of an NFL star and a pageant queen hides a story of betrayal and a shocking murder-for-hire plot. Welcome to our channel, where we explore headlines and uncover hidden truths. From celebrity secrets to high-stakes true crime stories.
How you guys feeling today?
We're ready to see what's happening today. We're hopeful.
We bring you the facts with style and integrity. Don't miss the full story about Lindsay and Robert Shiver's dramatic fall. Lindsay, a 36-year-old pageant queen, is married to 38-year-old Robert Shiver, a former NFL star. They have 3 kids, a mansion in Georgia, and a vacation home in the Bahamas, where they rub shoulders with stars like Michael Jordan and Tom Brady. Sounds like a dream life, right? But things took a dark turn in February 2023, when both Lindsay and Robert filed for divorce. That morning, Lindsay had plans to leave, but Robert wouldn't let her. The main issue was custody of their children. Even though they were separated, both stayed under the same roof, which created a lot of tension. On April 30th, 2023, police body cam footage showed Lindsay explaining a heated custody dispute. She said Robert had their kids and wasn't answering her calls. She claimed he had dropped them off at his parents' house, who had no legal custody rights. Lindsay's mother-in-law, however, accused Lindsay of following and threatening them.
What's going on? Y'all are separated, or what's the deal?
We have filed for divorce.
Okay.
Living in the same house. It's hell on earth, as you can imagine.
Okay.
But anyway, woke up this morning. We have travel plans to leave. And he's insisting that I don't go.
Okay.
Lindsay denied the accusations, saying she only wanted to know where her kids were. Let's talk about Lindsay's background first.
At my house.
Okay.
It's a lovely situation.
So he just isn't home. He hasn't come home yet. Okay.
I'll try my son, who I tried earlier and had talked to, and he told me they were in Wiggum. But now I'm sure Robert's got him not answering the phone.
Lindsay Shirley, born on October 28, 1986 in Dothan, Alabama, comes from a close-knit family with 2 brothers. She attended Houston Academy, Troy University, and later Auburn University, earning a marketing degree. In 2005, she was named Miss Houston County and became second runner-up in the National Peanut Festival pageant. She married Robert in March 2010 after meeting him at Auburn. On the same day, Robert's mother called the police, saying Lindsay was harassing them. Lindsay said she had contacted police first after speaking with her attorney. The officer explained there was no crime committed and told both sides to calm down. Lindsay's mother-in-law accused her of making threatening remarks and having a gun, which Lindsay denied.
Who have no rights.
Okay.
So as a witness for me, that's why I called y'all to meet me at his parents' house.
You call?
I called. I was the first one to call.
I asked who my complainant was, and they said the white Lexus. And
No,
then,
I called first
okay.
this morning, and then I've been on the phone with the attorney and trying to dial them to ask them where the kids were and where they were meeting them so that I could call y'all to let you know.
Officials told her in-laws to go home and recorded the entire incident. Here is the Roberts' background. Robert, a high school athlete, played football for Auburn University, earning a 3-year scholarship and a spot on the NFL's Atlanta Falcons in 2009. After a brief NFL career, he joined Senior Life Insurance Company, becoming executive vice president. The custody battle continues. When asked about the kids, Lindsay said she was unsure where they were. She believed Robert had them but couldn't reach him. Robert's mother said they felt unsafe and claimed Lindsay was unstable.
So they called and said that you were following them and harassing them, and that's why.
That's not the truth. I was just trying to see where they were going to meet my kids, if I needed to call you to tell you it was the gas station or...
What time did you call dispatch?
Let's see. Called a lot of people this morning now at 12:38.
Okay, so that was probably that might have been the original call then. I don't know. There's no crime here, so we're not.
But where are my kids?
I don't know. They got to be with your husband.
Which is what? Just frolicking around and can until he drops them with them?
About your business, okay? If she's following you or you feel like she's threatening you in any way from moving forward, you can call 911 again. With what we have right now, I'm afraid there's nothing we can do, okay? This whole thing's been documented and recorded, so you ain't got to worry about that, okay? We just don't have nothing. We're not
There she is, right there.
That's not her.
Is that somebody else?
No, that's somebody else.
Make me nervous. I'm a nervous wreck.
In another incident, Lindsay accused Robert of pushing her away from her car. He denied it, saying he only moved her aside to get the kids' suitcases. Police explained that if pushing occurred, it would count as simple assault. But since there was no evidence, no action was taken. Living separate lives.
So what's going on this morning?
So for the last 3 weeks, maybe longer, she's had her couples trip planned with her boyfriend to go to Key West.
Okay, but she just said you're going.
I'm taking my kids, my 3 boys, to the Bahamas this morning.
Our kids.
Our kids. Yesterday, she sent a message saying that she's going to change her plans and now get on the airplane with me and the kids to go to the Bahamas.
But I own too,
And
by
when
the
we
way.
land, she's going to go to her boyfriend.
Elsewhere.
And me and the kids are going to our house.
In February, Robert found out Lindsay was having an affair with Terrence Adrian Bethel, a 28-year-old Bahamian man. A private investigator confirmed it with photos. Robert confronted Adrian, sarcastically thanking him for taking care of his wife. After discovering the affair, Robert filed for divorce, citing adultery. He wanted sole custody of the kids, their Georgia mansion, and his car. He also argued Lindsay shouldn't get alimony since she had a marketing degree and could work. Lindsay often went to the Bahamas, where her double life unfolded. She played the devoted mom in Georgia, but showed her wild side on the islands. For weeks, she planned a trip to Key West with Adrian, but later changed her plans to fly to the Bahamas with Robert and the kids. Robert refused, saying it was too confusing for the kids. He co-owned the private jet and said the other owner agreed Lindsay shouldn't join the trip. "It's 75% against you boarding," Robert told her. Police were called again when Lindsay claimed Robert aggressively unloaded their kids' bags from her car. Robert said he was within his rights, as the car was marital property. Lindsay insisted he pushed her, but Robert denied it. Police advised them to separate and avoid traveling together, as the situation was too hostile.
That doesn't mean you get aggressive, push me out of the way, start unloading my car.
Push you out of the way.
Yes, at the back of the car.
Okay. Lindsay, I did not push you or
He
anything.
doesn't want me to go
I raised the back to grab my kids' suitcases.
with a locked car.
So we could leave.
I'm going to tell you both, like I told you a minute ago, y'all are filed for divorce, okay? In situations like this, the best thing that we always recommend is y'all separate. Don't just separate from each other. You don't need to be going on vacation together if you file for divorce and it's obviously a volatile situation.
That's
Right.
I don't know how else to put it other than that, okay?
Officers filed a report stating both claims, but concluded it was a he said, she said matter. The final straw. The toxic environment at home and custody fights made the situation unbearable. Lindsay's mother-in-law expressed concerns about her mental health, even fearing she might overdose. Lindsay, meanwhile, continued to spiral, torn between her family and her obsession with Adrian. What started as a picture-perfect life became a public drama, with custody battles, police calls, and allegations of infidelity taking center stage. Robert told Lindsay that the pilot said it was too late to add her to the flight. The next day, Robert filed for divorce. In response, Lindsay submitted her own divorce papers. Her filing stated that their marriage was beyond repair and there was no chance of fixing it. Lindsay claimed she felt unsafe at home and accused Robert of being physically, mentally, and emotionally abusive, even in front of their kids. She said she had installed locks on doors inside the house to protect herself. In her civil suit, Lindsay also accused Robert of cutting her off financially. She claimed he hid money and refused to give her access to household funds, forcing her to take on debt she couldn't afford. Lindsay asked that Robert take responsibility for these debts. She also said he used their children against her by limiting her time with them and taking them away for long periods. Lindsay stated she had been the primary caregiver for their children since birth, and had been a stay-at-home mom with limited job options. She argued that her affair happened during their separation, and claimed Robert had legally approved it. As Lindsay prepared to leave the house, a police officer asked her where she was going. Robert came out of the garage holding a young child and gently placed him in his truck. The officer returned to her cruiser, wrote the case number on 2 pamphlets, and handed one to Lindsay and the other to Robert, who was securing his child in a car seat. Lindsay's affair and the murder plot. Lindsay's lover, Adrian Bethel, is from Abaco. He's a charming man who enjoys meeting tourists and homeowners in the Bahamas. Adrian worked as a bartender at Grabber's Bar and Grill, located 3 miles from Baker's Bay, where the Shivers have a vacation home. Reports say Lindsay and Adrian met at Grabber's Bar. A friend told the New York Post that after Robert filed for divorce, Lindsay openly spent time with Adrian and his friends without hiding their relationship. Lindsay suspected Robert, whose family owns property in Baker's Bay, was using his connections to make things difficult for Adrian. Adrian's childhood friend, Farron Newbold Jr., also from Abaco, is an engineer at Bahamas Power and Light and an aspiring music producer. He's known for helping his father rebuild after Hurricane Dorian devastated the island in 2019. While investigating a burglary at Grabber's Bar, police searched Adrian's phone and found WhatsApp messages between Lindsay, Adrian, and Farron. These messages allegedly included plans to kill Robert. One message from Lindsay, sent on July 16th, showed a photo of Robert with the words, "Kill him." When questioned, Lindsay first denied sending the messages. However, when police showed her evidence, she admitted it but claimed she was just venting and didn't mean it seriously. Robert learned about the plot from Bahamian police and immediately returned to the U.S., likely fearing for his and his children's safety. Lindsay, Adrian, and Farron were arrested and taken to Nassau, Bahamas. They face up to 60 years in prison if convicted of the attempted murder plot. Lindsay spent 18 days in Fox Hill Prison, known for its tough conditions. Guards couldn't remove her Cartier bracelet because it required a special tool. She eventually posted $100,000 bail, with her family wiring the money. Lindsay secured a rental property in the Bahamas, a condition of her release. She said little to reporters but mentioned dealing with issues like a rental car on top of everything else. In court, Lindsay and Adrian displayed affection, confusing onlookers. Farron remained distant from them. Lindsay's trial was set for March 2024, but later postponed to October 2024. She's under strict conditions, wearing an ankle monitor, staying in Nassau, and checking in at the police station regularly. Adrian and Farron, also on bail, have similar restrictions and cannot contact Lindsay, Robert, or any witnesses. Lindsay is also barred from contacting her children. Meanwhile, Robert sold Lindsay's Escalade and started a relationship with reality TV star Savannah Chrisley. Savannah publicly supported Robert, saying he deserves happiness after what happened. As Lindsay awaits trial, her case highlights the extremes of love, betrayal, and the consequences of our choices. From idyllic island getaways to courtroom drama, their story showcases the highs and lows of human relationships and the far-reaching consequences of our actions. As Lindsay prepares for her trial in October 2024, the stakes couldn't be higher. Will justice prevail, or will the tangled emotions and events of this case leave more questions than answers? Only time will tell. Thank you for following this gripping tale with us. If you're captivated by stories of crime, justice, and human complexity, Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned.